All right, the first thing out the gate. Now, I know this is not Google. Okay, it's actually Microsoft because they own this company. But I don't know if you saw, I sent an email out this morning. I don't know if you saw on Twitter yesterday. Holy cow. So this has, I guess, kind of rocked again the Twitter world, Twitter world and Flipgrid world. So just in case, if you do try to get on Flipgrid and it doesn't work, this is why I think that it's not working, because everybody and their mom is trying to use it and test it out and do different things with it. So let's go ahead and take a look. I'm going to share my screen here. Now, from what I understand and what I've been reading a little bit is that you are actually able to, let me jump in here. All right, now I'm presenting. Whew, pressure's off. Okay, man, no more sweating on my nose. They can't see that anymore. So you're actually able to go in and record your screen. Not only record your screen in your response, but your students can too as well. So you can go ahead and record your screen to give instructions or directions, but your students can record their screen to give a presentation or anything like that through Flipgrid. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go here to add a new topic. And I'm going to skip all the title recording. Y'all know all that stuff right now and everything. So I'm going to actually go into the record a video. So this actually, you know, as you know, it looks exactly like it does when a student gets to use Flipgrid, when a student comes to record Flipgrid. So I'm going to actually come over here and hit these three menu buttons, okay, these little video options. And you'll see now there is a screen recording that's in beta. Now, remember that word beta, okay? All right. So for those of you who have been dealing with our Schoology stuff, just like in different things, they're trying to fix things and tweak things. So beta means that it is not 100% fully baked. They're still working on it, but they went ahead and tried to put that out there for teachers, especially since you're doing your since we're all out here doing the distance learning and stuff like that as well. So when a student or a teacher clicks on that screen recording in beta, it'll give you this little message here, screen recording, click start screen below. And then just like in any other program that we use, I'm going to share my screen. See if it gets a little weird on me. All right. 3, 2, 1. Let me see if I can bring one up. And here we go. So you can see that I am now recording. Well, you can't actually see my screen that I'm recording because I'm recording a different window that's open. I went ahead and change that way. It wouldn't be to do that window in window effect, but I'm recording my screen. This is my actual Google Drive here that I'm in. I'm going to go ahead and hit stop recording. So this is nice. I like that you can pause recording. And from what I understand, you have up to 10 minutes to record. So I want to go ahead and stop recording. And it also still gives you the option of editing that video that you just recorded. All right. And what I understand, I haven't played with this part just yet, but you're able to actually move in the video or the screen part of you talking off in there as well. I haven't, like I said, I haven't messed with that part just yet, but I've been playing around with the screen recording option. So, but if I need to edit that and I want to bring that down, bring that down there. And I just want this part and this part there. I like it. I'm going to confirm it. Okay, if I want to edit it, once again, I can. I'm going to go ahead and hit next. And then take my little picture here. And it's complete. So as you can see here, now I have my focus that's available. And I'm going to create my topic. Oh, and I think I'm still, there we go. All set. So here is, so once it is finished uploading and preparing and doing all the things that Schoology does in their back end, you'll be able to see my actual screen recording that I did for the students. And then the students are able to do the exact same thing when they submit their screen recording to you inside of Flipgrid. So like I said, pretty awesome little feature. And like I said, if you want your students to be able to not only just talk, especially your high school kids who don't want to show their face all the time, because we had a question come up about yesterday. They have students who he's wanting them to do a presentation using Google Slides as their way for them to annotate over top of it. Well, bam, here is a great, easy way for them to annotate over their Google Slide, pull up whatever it is they have on their screen, and then they're able to annotate over that, and just, there it is. So there's my screen annotation. All right. And then I can submit that. That's me talking over it. So, all right. So share settings. So let's jump into Google Drive. So I'm going to go from my drive first. So real simple here. I'm going to start with a folder. All right. And then actually, let me go into that folder. Let's see, Zoo event photo backgrounds. I got a lot of stuff open here, guys. So we're going to pretend like this is a doc, or this is some type of thing that we're going to share. So I'm just going to right click on a document. So there's a couple of things that you'll see. You'll see this share button with this person. All right. If you hit the share button, it's going to give you those options that you normally see. So share with others. You want to make sure this is where in that advanced sharing area down here, this is where we're running into sometimes some issues where parents aren't able to see the things that you're sharing with them. So you want to make sure that you are actually sharing the document, giving them their sharing rights. So that's going to be changed right up here at the very top. So when I hit change, I want to make sure that I have on anyone with a link. So you want to make sure that you click that anyone with a link. Now this gives it to anyone, so they don't have to sign in, anyone who's not in Robinson ISD, that's available for them. You're going to do that same exact thing. So say if you put everything in a folder and you share that folder, anyone with a link, everything inside of that folder will have those same sharing rights. Okay, so when I click that anyone with the link, you'll see there it changes to can view. So when I click on can view, if I want them to be able to edit the things that are in that folder or edit that document, that's where you change that. Now most things that we do, we want to make, we're just giving them the can view view rights. That way they don't necessarily go in and click and delete and edit anything. So once I have it where it's can view for anyone with a link, I hit save. All right. And then down here, as you can see, it's changed. I can copy this link and then paste it into email or whatever program I'm pasting it into, text message, whatever. And here's the best part. They don't necessarily have to have a Google account or a Google Drive or anything like that to view the file. So that's pretty awesome right there. I do love that function as well. So I'm gonna hit done. And I'm actually gonna go now to the folder level. All right, and then I'm gonna right click on that same folder and then hit that share button. Now, as you can see here, it still says, I'm gonna go to advanced, specific people can access. So just because you changed it in the actual document doesn't mean it's gonna change in the folder. So you gotta make sure, if you want everybody to have access to everything that's in that folder, make sure you change it at that folder level. So that's gonna be the same exact window. Hit that change button right there. Go here on anyone with the link. Make sure I change it and click on that right there. Make that available. Make that view only. Now, people can go in there and they can access. They can copy it. They can add things to the folder and stuff like that. The best part is they can't delete anything in that folder either, because you have it for view only. Now, if you put it as can organize and all the other stuff, then yes, they can delete stuff from there. But if I have a view only, they cannot delete anything from that folder. So I love that part. So like I say, anyone with the link outside of Robinson. So we did this kind of with our third grade. I was helping my wife with this. All the PDFs that went out to be for printables, made a folder, put all those in that link, all those PDFs in there, put a link on the Google Doc that goes on the website. So that way, any parent who wants this can get to that. All right. All right. So there's some questions going on here. Let me see here. People are answering. So if I change the folder level, do you have to go into all the documents and change sharing? No. If you change the folder level, everything in that folder gets changed. Everything in that gets changed. Okay. So good question.
And then also, like Willie, another way to do it is if you click on like a document and right click and get shareable link, it'll take you to that same, like you can turn it on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh. So right click on document. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shareable. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right there. That's the way I showed them, I think, the other day. Get shareable link, and then you can turn it on right there. And then you could go to share settings that way, but then there's a link, and you've turned link sharing on.
What about that? Let me go back here. All right. So yeah, so when that's on, so that's still make sure, so that's that anyone with a link can view still Robinson. So make sure that you change that, like Clay was talking about, in those share settings. So that way, if you do want it to go to other people, hit that advanced, and then make sure it's anyone with a link can view as well if they're outside of Robinson. All right. Okay. Any questions over sharing from your drive? Okay. This is just from your Google Drive. All right. I'm going to jump into sharing from a shared drive. So this is where it gets a little muddy sometimes. Okay. Because we have a lot of stuff because we're in our distance learning, COVID-19, coronas, all this other, the things you want to call it. Just because we're in this, we are making a ton of stuff in our shared drives now, which is great. Okay, so y'all are really starting to utilize these things and seeing them pop up, and the collaboration is huge. So what we want to do is, though, we want to make sure if we're sharing things from our shared drive, we want to make sure that we turn that stuff on appropriately. So I'm going to jump into, here's this one. Let's just jump into this one here. Want to share this particular item. Okay, I'm going to right click on it. I can still do the get shareable link. Okay, Atlanta Robinson can view. It's still there. I'm going to right click on it too again. Hit the share button. It's going to load. Okay. All right. Don't pay attention to this over here. All right. So as you see, there's Wonder Woman right there. The JPEG. And this window looked a little different than the other window that we just saw. So in here, you can add names, addresses to for people that you want to share it to individually. But if we're creating things, say a document or something that we want to share, especially the ones that are going on our websites that y'all are putting out there, we want to make sure that we are checking this who has access. So you still have your name here where you can share it to individual people in email and you can change, edit, and all that information. But it's down here where it says the who has access part. So once you click on that and link sharing is on, make sure to click on it again. And you'll see it still says people at Robinson ISD who our Robinson ISD with link can view. Make sure you click on that allow external access. So what that does is that even though it's in a shared folder, people who are not, in a shared drive, and you're creating that document, people are able to view that who are not inside of Robinson. So those links and those documents that you're making inside your shared Google Drive, once again, make sure that this is on for those documents. Now, I know, great question, right? You're like, okay, so if I go in there and share these documents and put the links on there, can I do more than one at a time? You sure can. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna hit done, and I'm going to select this one through this one. Right click, same exact thing. I'm gonna hit share. Who has access? I can cut link sharing on. And then there's everyone who has, and then Oh no, it's acting stupid. There we go. And then you'll see the allow external access. Same exact thing that I'm able to do more than once. But if I right click on a folder and I want to share that particular folder, all right, out of my drive, my share drive, look at that. They don't let you. Okay, so you cannot share a folder from your shared drive. Um, like I said, that's just something that Google has turned off. But once again, like I said, you can double click into that folder and then share contents of the things that are in that folder. Okay, does that make sense to everyone? I hope. So it's a little tricky on the share settings. Colette, is there anything else I'm missing when it comes to the share settings? Something else you want to share?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think that kind of covers all that we've been doing, especially as we've been putting stuff, online. Like, so the things that are in that teacher leader drive, the way we've done it is make those the live links on the website, if you've noticed. So it's been helpful in a few instances where we had to go into those Google Docs and change something because it was live on the website, because on the website we put the link to that doc. And so then if Farah needed to add a direction or change something, or a link wasn't working, you could go into that shared Google Doc on the website, change the share settings on that link, or type in the directions, and it was live on the website automatically. So that was way better than trying to do PDFs of everything and then all those steps. So, but I've turned, you don't feel like anybody that's doing those directions or whatever, you have to turn that link sharing on. Like I turn that link sharing on before I put them on the website every week. But if you have things in your Schoology or in that directions doc, you would want to have those share settings turned on, because I don't check everything in your directions. Is that what you meant, Willie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So next up, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the slides and Google Draw templates. Okay. So this is something that we have been kind of looking at, a way for you to be able to take those PDFs, kind of make them a little more interactive, to say. And so it has some simple, quick ways for you to share, after you share that stuff out to your students. And like I said, we'll go through the forcing copy of those things once I've made one and what that looks like in each platform. Those students are able to manipulate that document and then turn it back into you really easy. And then you're able to access it and able to grade it if you need to, and give feedback on it as well during that particular, while they're actually working on it, on that document. So this is all done through Google. So the first one we're going to look at here is, let's see here, which one that I had last time. No, I thought I had them. All right, so quadrilateral shapes. All right, I'm going to move this back here. They give me a hard time because they think I don't know my shapes last time. That's okay though. It's not about the shapes. It's about the process, right? Okay. So inside of my Google slide here, I have a quadrilateral sort. All right. So all this is a picture that I turned into my background. This was actually a this is actually a PDF that I had before. Okay, that was shared out, and so I took that PDF and then I took a screenshot. I used my screenshot tool, or you can use the Windows snippet tool. If you just click on the Windows button and type in snippet, there's your screenshot. You can actually do the size of screenshot that you want to use for your if you have a PDF that you want to turn an image real quick to JPEG. As you see, it turned out pretty nice, actually. And then, like I said, I can even change the size, and we'll show that here in a little bit. I can change the size of my picture here of my Google slide. That way I can fit a little bit more on there if need be. So I'm going to show you here, after I made that happen, then I went on ahead and I created these shapes. And so now, as a student, after I share this out to a student, they cannot delete. I'm clicking on it here. You can't really tell, but they cannot delete anything that's on my slide here. All they can do is click on their shape, and then they can drag it. Anybody know where what this is? This is a rhombus, right? Rhombus, right? No? No? Heads up, heads down. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go with rhombus there. Okay. And then let's see here. So what else we got here? What's that? We got a trapezoid. Trapezoid. All right, good deal. I got some here. And a rectangle. Okay, good deal. And square, square, quadrilateral. Quadrilateral. This is also quadrilateral. No, it's not a quadrilateral. Oh, dadgummit. Okay. So, so, all right. Now, like I said, I'm able to go in here and just drag and drop through these sorts. Really easy for my students. And because they have touchscreen Chromebooks, they can actually touch it and drag it too. And this could be anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be a shape. It could be words, because that guy brought up last time. If I wanted to, I'll show you that here in a second with the Freyr model. But it could be words. It could be pretty much anything that you want them to be able to sort. So how I did that, that's a great question. I know you're wondering, really, how did you do that? So I'm going to go ahead and create a new slide here. And I'm going to delete everything here at the top. Here's a really good example. So this is a template or a PDF. Okay, all it is. And I want to say, hopefully you can see this. So I'm going to go ahead and use my snippet tool here. And then it allows me to size up the image that I want. And I'm go ahead and grab that sucker right there and capture it here. Time. I'm going to go back. And then I'm going to click background. So like I said, I can change the color of my background. I can choose an image. All right, there it is. Okay, so once I have my image in there, I hit done. Now, as you can see, it is the background. So I took this PDF, took a picture of it, all right, by just doing a screenshot, came back over here, and now it is a background image. So the students can't delete anything that's down here, anything that I have available in there. So now I'm actually able to go in here, and if I wanted to do the shapes for my quadrilaterals, for my all the different shapes that I have available, that's all here in the shape tools section right there. So just for example, I'm gonna get this rectangle and draw it out, and literally Control C and then Control V, 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 V. There you go. I'm gonna do another shape. And there's a triangle. So I didn't do a triangle last time, but Control C, Control V, 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 V. And then so if I want to change my colors, just select all of them. Go up here to this little paint bucket here. For some reason, James called it something else. I can't remember what he thought it was, but it's a fill color there. So when I hit that paint bucket, I'm going to turn them all red. Same thing here, especially for your younger kids who love those different colors in there. Select all, paint bucket, and we'll go blue. So now, like I said, they're able to click and drag those different things all around the screen and be able to use it. If you are wanting them, so right here it says write a sentence and draw a detailed picture to match. So maybe you're wanting them to actually like find a picture on the web or insert an image or things like that. They're able to do that as well. So up here at the top, when I hit the insert button and you see image, this is where I'm able to upload an image from my computer. They can search the web, excuse me. And when I hit that search the web button, so it brings up Google over here. One of my best searches that I love to do because it's super safe is books, okay, because I love me some books too. And say I find that image and I just click it and just drag it. And so then that image is now available for me to use inside of my space as well. So if you're asking students to find 3 images to match today's feelings, or if you're asking students to find 2 or 3 images that talk about the author or the character in the book that best represents them, or if they are reading a book, or if they're doing an assignment or they read an article and you want them to, what face or reflection do you have about what's going on? So they simply can insert an image as well. So I hit that image, and then down here you'll see camera. So I can actually take a picture of my feelings for books. There it is. So there's my picture for feelings for books there. And I can insert that right inside of my Google Doc, or sorry, my Google slide. And there's my image. So I can, like I said, find different things in there if I need to. And then I'm able to, like I said, find things that represent things that I'm feeling, or different types of questions that you're asking them to post. Like I said, insert images, insert pictures. They can even insert a video as well from like YouTube or something like that straight into their Google slide. So this becomes more, like I said, of an interactive piece to it. And for them, I clicked on the insert button and went to image, and then I went to camera. Okay, you can also click this little button here where it says insert image, and you can do drop down, hit camera too. Okay, and there I am again, and I'll take a image of you asking that question. Okay, so there's that picture. All right, and so now I can put that into my question. So this is how I felt, because somebody wasn't paying attention the first time I showed this, but it's okay though. I love you, Missy. You know I do. We'll have to chat later. I haven't talked to you in a while. So there that is for you to be able to see. And like I said, insert different types of images. All right. So any questions on inserting images, inserting or taking a PDF and making it a background on that? While you're thinking of those questions, and I say I haven't had. Let me look here.
And hey, the goal of this for all of you listening, I mean, the reason why we wanted to start showing this and making sure we shared this is because a lot of the things we're sharing in our online environments, especially the lower grades, it seems like, are PDFs, and kids can't interact with them, and parents are thinking they have to print them from home. And they don't all have printers. So now more people are coming to get paper packets. And I think as COVID-19 gets more and more in our area, the less paper we want them to be handling and picking up and touching everything. And so the more we can take our PDFs that we have, that I know we have, and make them interactive in the online environments for our kids that do have that capability, we wanted to start sharing and exploring how we could possibly do that. And so we had some teacher last week that we started collaborating with this on, and then that's why we thought we would share it, more with everyone else. So.
And so here's an example of a PDF that was in color. And so, like I said, I pulled this from one of the lessons that were on the Google Docs that was shared. Just kind of pulled that out there to kind of give an example. They were wanting students to talk about the different traits that are inherited and learned traits, and put that information in there as well. So you're able to come in here, so students can not only can they come in here and, like I said, I copied the PDF, or sorry, I took a picture of that PDF, and then I made it the background. As you can see, even though these are lines, I cannot delete this image. I cannot delete this PDF. This is the actual background. Oh, come on now. Too many clicks. I cannot delete that background. But what I did do for each student, what I did do before I sent this out and shared this out to the students, I inserted a text box. So down here, where I do want them to type in, I clicked on my text box function up here at the very top, and then I inserted this text box here, and then I went ahead and I inserted another text box here. And so what this allows me to do is, now when I share this out to students, and they get their own copy, okay, so either through Google Classroom, Schoology, if you do the share and force a copy, which we'll talk about here towards the end, it will actually, those text box will still be there. So then when students come in to click on it, they can come in and just actually start typing. So those text boxes are available for them to type on and put their information. Once again, they can even actually, once again, do pictures, share a YouTube video, right there as well instead of typing in, jumps through a hoop, or, what are some examples of other animals who have learned or
Hey, Wally,
inherited
wait a
traits?
second.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It is so much easier for me to just speak up and ask a question than type in that chat thing.
Yeah.
So if I share that, though, this is the problem I've gotten into before when I've done things like this. I'll share it, and then when the kid opens it up, they accidentally delete the text box. How do I make it so that the text box stays there and they can't delete it?
So there is no like permanent text box that's available. So they can't they can accidentally delete the text box. Okay.
So you just tell them to add another text box in there, or
they can either add another text box or go ahead and hit this nifty handy dandy undo button, and then my text box comes back after I delete it.
Okay.
So just kind of teach them those, and these are, like I said, these are digital skills that they need to know about anyway. But yeah, and I know that we're not right there to tell them, but put those in your directions. If you accidentally delete a text box, hit the undo button, or go up there and create your own text box.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm muting again. Bye.
So great question. Great question.
Hey, Willie, can you put any directions or sound over to the side of that so that if they needed that right there, or are you thinking
absolutely? No, absolutely no. So you can, even if you want to insert a video of you telling them, now you, of course, it would have to be some type of screencastify that you do, and you can insert that video link right over here to the side.
And you could you also put a text box and put it over to the side and have that? I mean, not that they couldn't delete it, but you could put it over there to the side. Yeah, like that. Even the text box that said, and you could color it. So if you delete the text box, hit the undo or add something like that.
So you can put that text box there. And so I would put the text box there before I shared the link out there, before I made a copy for them, if that makes sense. Okay. And so what that looks like, and I'll show you that here in a second too. But I'm going to say with this, for those who you're like, well, they won't even click before they even start to click and be like, oh, there's not a text box there. There is a text box there. If you need to go ahead and change the border so that they can actually see it. So if I select my text box and I click this little pencil here, there's my border color. I can make all these text box here red. I want to make this text box blue. Answer all the blue ones first, or whatever directions to you want to give, so that way they can see I can type inside that text box as well when they click on it. Now, what you were saying earlier, so here's a little fun one if you want to put this one out there, because we all love memes, especially the COVID-19 memes. And by the way, I did my first TikTok, by the way. It's pretty funny. I'll have to share that later. And know what it was, grown man doing TikTok. So what Colette was sharing too. So this is an actual copy of a meme template that you can have your kids do as well. So here are those directions that she was just talking about. So this is actually a Google Draw. Okay, this is a Google Draw. So that teacher, she went in and she put all those directions to the meme right here, even a link to this is from Alice Keeler, to a link that also has free uncopyrighted photos that the students can use as well and go get. So that photosforclass.com. And there's, like I said, there's a bunch of them out there. There's PicMonkey, there's there's Pixie Bay, there's there's, like I said, tons of free photo things that's out there that you can use for your class for them to go through. So basically, and then what they're able to do now is come in here, use that, get the use these directions that are available, add text to things. So I want to grab me a picture here, so I'm gonna go over here to my insert and grab me an image. Let's see if I don't think I have one now. I want to, let's see here. Let's see.
So you're saying like all the directions for the activity that they need to do are over there on that side and not anything in the doc. Is that what you're saying?
No, I mean, they can put them in
the directions page and go back and forth. Right. All the directions are right there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they can put them doc too, but yes, everything that way I don't have to click back and forth. It's all here too.
Ooh.
So I can copy and paste those and put those in here, share this out with them, and then they have their own. Now, like I said, in a Google, and this is a meeting template for them to be able to do, or any type of Google Draw template. I'll show you here in a second too what that Google Draw template looks like if you're, say, reading a book. And so I'm gonna, what was I doing? Oh yeah. So insert this image real quick, and what's my favorite one? Books. All right, everybody got. All right. So let's see here. Oh, there's a bunch of books there. I like this one. I'm gonna go ahead and drop that in there. All right. And so the reason why Google Draw is pretty fun, because you do have a little more functionality when it comes to the different text and things you can use there. So it's pretty fun. So there's my insert, and then there's my word art that I can bring up. And I'm gonna go let's see here. Babe, during COVID-19. Let's see here. In 12. All right. So here it is. Bam, I can do that in there. Click on this. And then from here, like I said, it's whatever it is you want to do. I can do the different size. If I want to add a little drop shadow, I can come in here and change all kinds of little images and things like that, and make it this or make it really big and all that right there. So, like I said, they can go ahead and do their memes. Kids are a lot more, they're a lot better at this whole meme thing than I am. So you can go in here, they can create a meme of how they're feeling, things that they're doing right inside of there. But you can also create a plot structure chart. Now, as you can see, the size of this canvas is totally different from the size of that canvas. The size of this canvas is totally different from the size of this canvas. So I'm gonna jump back into Google real quick. Yes, I can share that activity. I sure can. If you click on File, and then down here at the very bottom, Page Setup. So Page Setup, this is where it allows me to actually customize the size of my template. So if I wanted to, like, this is an 8.5 by 11. The reason why I did 8.5 by 11, because the PDF that I got it from was 8.5 by 11. Because if you did regular 4 by 3 or 16 by 9, whatever, it's going to distort it and everything's going to be stretched out. So I wanted to look as close as possible to it. So that's why I made that 8.5 by 11. And then on this one is a little simpler. See this little triangle here that's down here? I can actually just click it and just drag it and make it the size of the canvas that I want it to be as well. Or File, Page Setup, the same exact thing. But there's a little triangle down at the very bottom once you click on your canvas as well. And so then your students, okay, whether they're doing Google or like they're in Schoology and they're submitting this, Google Classroom, they just hit that submit button. Also in Schoology, just hit the submit button too if you do the Google Drive apps in there. But if not, and they're on any one of those and they're trying to submit this, they can go to File and Download. They can download this as a straight JPEG, a PNG, or a vector file where there's no background behind it. Excuse me. And same thing in Google Slides. Your students are able to come to File, Download As, and there's no background. And they can actually download this as PNG, PDF, slide, however they want to download. There's a lot more options to download straight from Google Slides. And like Colette was saying earlier, I can come over here, do my text box here, and have my directions over here as well. So students can read those and say, if you accidentally delete, or do this inside of your Google slide.
And you
Okay.
know, my favorite shortcut in a Google slide, but I think it might be different if they're on a Windows. But
What's the question?
if you highlight the text and you hit Command Shift period, 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 it'll make the text larger to the size that you want. You know, like if you're in a Google slide and you want to make, and you're like, oh, is it 52? And you keep playing with the size of your font. If you just highlight it and hit Command Shift period, 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 it'll make it larger to get to the size you want. And if you hit comma, 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 it'll make it smaller to get to the size you want. Sorry, it's just fun. I like that. It's super fast and easy instead of going like, oh, 90. Oh, no, I want it. No, that's too big. Now I need it 85. Am I the only one that ever used to do that?
So you're talking about, so Command Shift, or not Command. What are theirs? What's Control?
Yeah, I think
Shift
theirs would be
for
Control
Windows?
Shift because mine's Command Shift period, period, period.
Command Shift, period, period, period.
Do you see it? Is it make it highlight your text in that box right there?
Oh, you know what? I think because it is a word. I'm sorry. Let's see, what word art. There we go. And Command Shift, period, period. Oh.
It might not do it because you got it as word art, but if you're in a Google slide and you have it,
yeah,
you highlight it, it'll do it.
Go back here.
I just think when you're creating stuff, that's just always when you make stuff like that, you always want the font to be bigger.
There you go. So period, 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 period. And we'll
Yeah,
make it smaller.
Bigger, and comma, comma, comma will make it back smaller.
Comma, 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 comma. There we go. Oh,
sorry. Look, Kara's singing with you. Kara's singing with you. She's still singing. Okay, sorry, so, that was my only.
I love that. No,
today, but I like that. Super easy.
I think
changed
that's
life
great.
Whenever I make presentations, there you go.
I think that is great. I think that is great.
What did you say it is on their computer? Because mine is Command Shift. That there's what?
Control
Shift.
Control.
Control Shift and period. Okay, I'm typing it in, Diana.
All right. So now, say I want to do this from scratch. Okay. Oh, well, wait. Before I do that, let me jump into this plot structure chart real quick. So here is, so they're reading a book, and like I know there are different lines talking about title and the climax. You want them to be thinking about things they're reading. It's a short story, an article, a novel, whatever it is. So this is an example of what it would look like in a Google drawing. I don't know why I can't get that word out of my mouth. But so basically, all these are just shapes that you see. They all are just shapes. These are call outs, which is right here. All right, there's a call out. And whenever you make a shape, it automatically makes that background that color. You have to change it that color. One of the things all right, have fun. One of the things that James wanted to point out was, see how these lines are behind it, and all these are different. These are literally different lines that were drawn. Okay, before the shape got put in there over top of it. So what I wanted to point out is, if you are drawing lines, and say you drew your lines after, or you drew your lines before, or whatever, you can actually change the order of that. So if I click on it and I right click it and I come down here to order, this is where I'm able to bring all the lines forward or bring to front. If I bring that to front, so you see it changes the order, the layer of my line. So now my line is on top of my different images that I have. Okay. So if I want to maybe take this shape and move it behind the line, all that is underneath order. So I select it, order, send to back. So now, oh, sorry, it's already in the back. Select it, order, bring to front. So now it's in front of that line. So it's all about layering over here. But I want to go ahead, I'm going to take my line, and I'm going to actually take it all the way back. So now it's behind my different shapes that I have. Now, a great question earlier came up. Well, what if I want this to be a template for them to work in, or I want this to be a template, and I don't want them to be able to come over here and delete all my pretty shapes that I went and spent a lot of time with. So all I would have to do is I can either do edit, select all, okay, which just selects everything, or I can just come up here and just click and drag and select that. And then just like I did before, I hit file, download as, JPEG, PNG, or scalable vector. I'm gonna go ahead and do JPEG, just kind of show you what that looks like. So you're not gonna see it here. I'm gonna download it real quick for you. All right, so download to my computer, and I'm gonna go into my drive. I'm gonna do a new Google Drawings. And then I'm going to insert. Yes, that is Google Drawing. And then I'm going to insert image from my computer. There's my image. And I paste it. Now, it's not very big, but once again, I can make this as big as I need it to be. Now, once that's there, I take my text box, and I take another text box, and I just keep adding my different text box in there. Share this with the students through Classroom or Schoology where it makes a copy, or I come up here at the very top of my screen and see where it says edit. I delete the word edit, hit C-O-P-Y, and then I I copy that link, copy it, come over here to my tab. Oh, a new tab, and I'll show you what that looks like. Then I hit paste, and therefore it asks them to make a copy of that. So then everybody gets their own copy. But like I said, in Google Classroom, everybody, if you just pull it from your classroom and you put it in there, and it forces a copy for everybody to get their own copy. And then also in Schoology, if you do the Google Drives app, it will force a copy for everybody as well. So they'll get a copy of your template that you have made. So, what somebody asked about, what she asked about locking the text box?
Oh, goodness, let me just talk. It's easier. Mm-hmm. On this one in Google Draw, you didn't set it as the background. You inserted the image.
Yeah, I just inserted the image.
So how do I lock that image into place? Or I keep saying lock it into place. How do I make that permanent so they can't accidentally delete that image?
So if you want to, if you found that it's, especially I guess with your younger kids, I can still go into, let me pull up a
so you could still do it as a background, or
yeah okay. In Google Slides. Draw. Let me go and pull up a new Google Slide. Well, yeah, you can do it as background in Google Draw. Now it's just an image. They'll still be able to click on it and delete it because I'm just pulling it in as an image. But if I do it in,
but if I'm needing to use Google Draw, I have an idea for an art lesson I want the kids to do. Okay. If I'm needing it to be in Google Draw, can I do it as a background image so that they can't delete it in Google Draw?
Oh, let me go back. Where'd it go? As a background image, there is no background.
I know.
There's your canvas that you can. Let me see here. I don't see. I'm trying to see the. I don't think you can do the. Yeah, I'll have to take a look. But
so maybe I could just add into my directions. If you accidentally delete the background image, here's how you get it back, or whatever. Okay, I'll just do the same thing then.
Yeah, trying to find
how to force the copy there in Google Draw, because I've not done that before. or I have, but it's been like 2 years.
Hey, also, Willie, I just have a question. Like the copy, I know could you have put that same Google Draw image into the slide though, and made it your background, and just resized and used it there, and then you wouldn't have to worry about them deleting the background?
Yes, so that's what I just did here. So now this is my background. So I went to background, and then I chose my image, and I chose this image here, the Google Draw one that I just made in Google Draw. And so now this is the actual background too. So I'm clicking, and as you can see, I can't select anything. So yes, that is true. And then once again, same thing, able to come in and do the different things that are on there. Does that answer that question?
And then she wanted you to show her how to change up there at the top, change edit to copy again, I think. Is that what you're asking, Kara? Yeah, just delete the last 4 letters where it says edit and change it to say copy.
So here at the very top, COPY. I know, Kara, you are using Classroom. I see it on there. So this is where you would go in Classroom and hit that add, or not the, you hit the add button, and you go into your Google Classroom or go into your Google Drive, and then you can add it from there, and it'll make a copy too. So whichever way on that one. For a slide, it's going to be a little different. So you have all this stuff that's here. So if you go in here, see all that, hit and then do copy. Oh, there's a video message I was sent. And then there's this first slide. So you can still do it for a slide. Just got to remember it's like way down off in there. Okay. It's way down off in there. So there's the slide. Okay. And I think Danielle asked earlier too. Yes. So students can make their own. So say if I didn't have this in here and I didn't have this in here, and you want them to continue from day to day, they can even right click and they can duplicate that slide. And then the same attributes that were with this first one, they can do that. So the next day they're doing this, or the second day, or the third day, you want them to do that and then turn it in at the end of the week, they can do that as well. Where this comes into play, this is probably one of the fun ones here. It is the animal research project. So in the animal research project, so this was one that I had or found here as well that they were using. And so I just kind of copied a couple of them that were there. This is the PDF that was there. And so some of these I made, and the others I just copied, or I took a picture of the PDF and put it in there. So you'll see here, oh, there it is. So this one I just made. I just put a text box, I typed out by. This one I made too as well. Table of contents, drew my line, hit Control C, and then hit Control V all the times, and then put a text box in, type PG, Control C, then Control V, and then just drag them. But this is an actual PDF. As you can see, I cannot draw. And so with the lines here, so basically what I did for them to be able just to type in it, I just took a shape. I took my shape and I came over here. And the reason I'll show you why I did a shape. So I took my shape and I just went over the lines that are already there. As you can see, it turns white. And then once again, I hit this little fill bucket. I'm gonna hit that white button there. So now I'm able to go in and do my text box inside of my shape. So they're able to still type the information that you're wanting to type, but also put that picture that needs to be put there as well. So like I said, and this is, like I said, I would do the text box and the shape before I share that out with my students. And then their next part, there's the diagram. And then same thing, there's the habitat. And then this here on the map, I actually just took a screenshot of the map. It's right here. Went into slides. Made this my background again, just like we saw earlier. Hit background, shows my image. Now this is my background. I can't delete that. And so since I have the bear here, the big bear, and so I have my other image that I want to be able to use. And I'm going to insert an image to kind of show you where, maybe I have what's that what's everybody's really excited about, the Tiger King, Joe Exotic, Tiger King, which I don't know, those are big old lines. So I have an African Bengal tiger. This is what I have here that I'm going to be talking about, my animal research. So I'm actually going to take it and drag it into my section here. And I can tell you that my tiger lives in Africa. And I am not crazy, and I will not be getting in any cages with him. So I'm going to leave him over in Africa, over there. And then I can type out some information right down here if I want to, by, once again, having this available for them already. I can do my shape. And I just have it available. Oh, did I not grab my shape tool? There we go. So I have my shape available for them. And there you go. Takes away the lines, make it white, and then provide them with a text box to draw in or to type in about their African tiger or bear. And they can even put all these animals anywhere on where their animal shows up in the map too, as well, to kind of demonstrate through their animal research project too, or any type of, especially like high school, if they're doing elements, if they're where all the different elements are found, and you have your periodic table, they can make an interactive periodic table for you with those elements, all within Google Slides as well.
Hey, can I ask a question? Because I know that a whole bunch of people probably are having to leave or whatever too. So do we like things that we're printing today for next week and stuff? I mean, we're printing them, people are going to pick them up, it's no big deal, but like things we don't publish until Sunday night. Are there things that are PDFs that you guys are planning to send out next week or the next week? Would it be helpful if we like bring your PDF or send your PDF? I mean, I know I've got multiple grades on here, like the PDFs that you have, and work together in sessions to convert them or change them. Is that a need, not a need? Are y'all good? I just think before we send it out Sunday night, if they're doing it all online, if we can try to move as many of those as possible to interactive so they don't feel like they have to print at home.
You see my phone? Awesome. Okay. And of course, you'll see all my notifications come through. So in Classroom, the student is able to, or the parent is able to go in, select their teacher's classroom, click on an assignment. And then at the very bottom here, they click on where the work is at or assigned, or they can even add a comment if they need to as well. But the parent can click here, and they're logged in as the student, and they click add attachment. And once they log into the phone, iOS or Android, they do it once. That's it. They're logged in. They don't have to worry about it. It doesn't log them out. They're good. They hit that add attachment button. So when I hit that add attachment button, they can pull from the drive, do a link, a file, pick a photo. So if they've already taken a photo of all their students' work, and they can just upload that photo of all their students' work, and they can do that as well. They can use this use camera right there. So as you see, there y'all are. Okay. All right. And so there is my document that I'm going to take a picture of real quick, or I can shoot a quick little video. There's a photo, use photo. It attaches the photo to the assignment, and then they hit turn it in. So then you don't touch it, and they don't touch it, or you don't get it from, So like I said, where it's going. And so it's actually going to that individual assignment, not to a message in Dojo or some other place. So this is something, I'm gonna put this out there to the parents. I'm gonna try to put this at the beginning of each. I've already made the video, put the beginning of each of y'all's Google Doc that you'll have on the website. I'm gonna put a link to that as well. It's an individual just for our K3. Like I said, and this will help simplify a lot, because then you can just go in there and see the attachments right from there. Especially That way they know what it is I'm supposed to turn in and what it is I'm not supposed to. Like I said, just doing some little things to help. You can also, from the app itself, if you're logged in as a teacher, you can go in yourself and do a video message or a picture or something like that from the phone. You can't do, or the iPad or a tablet. You can't do it from the web, but you can do it from the phone. You want to see? Just, I mean, you can give me a thumbs up. If not, I think we're done. Oh, you do want to see that? Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and log out of Matthew here. And let me jump over to Willie Thomas. All right. So I've made this video. I just haven't published it yet for y'all. So I'm going to jump into my RDH staff real quick. I'm going to create this. So I have an assignment that I'm doing, and I'm going to just jump into this test draft that I have. So as you can see, it looks like Google Classroom. Up here at the very top of your screen, you'll see there is the paperclip button. So that paperclip button allows me, when I click on it, same thing. There's my Google Drive, my link, my use camera, and an upload file or a photo. So if I'm uploading different photos of things I want them to look at, or different or different options, or if I want them to go find something or find images of, say, like, you know, kind of give an example, I can do that as well. But I can use my camera here. Oh, hit the file button, sorry. I can use my camera here. There's my camera there. I can shoot a quick photo or video. Hey guys, how's it going? I'm here hanging out with some awesome teachers during the COVID-19 fun quest here for Google Classroom. And so I use that. I love it. And then once again, it attaches to my assignment. It goes out there. Students can view it. Parents can view it. Everybody who's logged into Google Classroom, either online, through the web, or through their phone, whatever it is that they're attached to, I can send that out really quick. And then just hit that little, looks like a paper airplane button at the top for send. And also, once again, you can choose which class you want to go to. Same exact setup inside the app. So, all right. So, any question? I know that went longer than an hour, but I felt like we covered some really good things today. I hope to kind of get things rolling for everyone. I'm going to stop sharing my screen because I know y'all missed the space here real quick. All right, I'm back. There we go. So yeah, any questions, guys? Or anything anybody wants to add? Like, you know, this is how you've used this, or you want to use that, or no? All right. I don't want to take up any more of your time. Thank y'all very much. It's always a pleasure to see each and every one of y'all. Like I said, the one thing I miss a lot is going to the campuses and seeing everybody and working with you one-on-one and individually on things sometimes, and you work with groups. And so that just being able just to see all of you here, and it's been really good, really good. So yeah, feel free. Curriculum at robinson.k12.tx.us. We'll hook you up. All right. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.